if he doesn't have it and the Zoro Juror gets to swing once, we're in a great spot. We'll take it. No, he has it. They always have it. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Adakai TCG here, and I'm coming at you with another deck profile video. We're gonna kind of continue through OP08. I'm just gonna give you some of my favorite iterations of the 08 decks that I've been seeing. The reason why I'm covering all these decks is because for the first time in a very long time, we have a brand new meta, right? We have a meta where because Law was banned and because Lucci was nerfed slightly, these different decks have a chance to shine. And so whereas in the East, where we were only seeing decks and deck iterations that come out to kind of play into a stronger version of Lucci and a Law deck, we don't have to tech those cards in our meta now. And so it kind of opens up the meta to different card possibilities, different deck builds. And so that's kind of why I'm going through this series of just OP08 decks. Normally I do more like rogue deck videos, but I think it's really cool right now because there's so many possibilities. And so right off the bat, this is not an original list from myself. I saw this list on Twitter, and sadly I only took the screenshot of the list. I didn't capture the person's name, but I believe it was like Adam or something like that. Adam or Antonio, I can't remember. But anyway, this is not my list, but it was my favorite list that I saw of all the lists that were going around, right? And so there's so many lists going around right now because it's a new meta, right? So, but this list was fantastic to me, and I'll explain why in a few different reasons. But before that, let's go over the leader. So we have Pudding. She's a multicolored leader, purple and yellow. So she has 4 life, 5k power with the wisdom attribute, and her leader ability reads: when attacking, you may turn 2 cards from the top of your life cards face up, add 1 Dawn card, and rest it from your Dawn deck. And so you're basically ramping as long as you can flip the first 2 cards of your life face up. If they're already face up, and those stay face up. And so if those are already face up, and you can't ramp again, right? And so we do have combos that will help us turn our life face down so that we can use a leader ability again. But we'll get into that. But right off the bat, you'll notice that this deck does not use any searchers. And you might think that's a little crazy. You might be like, why wouldn't you run searchers when there's ways that we can search out the top end that we want? You know, we have like the Pudding Searcher, the new event searcher that triggers off of life. And the reason being is I don't think you need it. The deck is really clunky with the searches, and I think the philosophy is let's just run max all the big bodies, and you're gonna see what you want to see because we're running so many of your big bodies, right? We're running 4 10-drops Linlins, 4 7-drop Linlins, 4 10-drop Aces, and 4 Yamatos. So like we're gonna see our top end, right? That's like almost half the deck. And so yeah, that's just really not half the deck, but I guess a third or a quarter of the deck. But yeah, you're gonna have no problems in your top end with this deck because we are going to be taking from life, and we run so many of these guys. And so yeah, so no searches is probably the first thing you notice. But yeah, that's kind of what I liked about this deck, because anytime I try to cook my own iteration, I was putting in the searchers, but it felt quite clunky, right? It felt like I was always deciding between like ramping or searching, or like, yeah, it felt a little clunky in ways that I didn't want to use certain cards because like I wanted to stay defensive. But yeah, I don't know. It felt very a little bit bulky. And so without the searches though, believe it or not, I feel like the deck just feels much better. And so let's go and talk about some of the play lines. I think one of the MVP cards is actually Zoro Juro. This deck, you primarily want to go first across all your matchups, minus maybe like the Lucci matchup, which it's like a whole different strategy. Lucci, you kind of need to just build up the big mom as soon as possible, because this big mom is what wins you that matchup. They're pretty much able to deal with anything else. And so, I mean, they're still able to deal with this, but it already does this damage by the time it comes out, right? Because you're trashing one of their life, and you're gaining one of yours, and you're forcing them to deal with a 10 drop. And so there's that. But aside from that, every other matchup, you pretty much want to go first. And the turn kind of goes like this, where you kind of pass turn 1. Turn 2, you're going to swing with Pudding, use your leader ability to ramp Arrested Dawn, drop Zoro. And now your opponent's left with a choice, right? They either have to, if they're able to remove a Zoro, they're going to have to use resources to remove it. Or they have to, if they're going to hit you, right? Because they're going to have the, their turn 2, they're able to attack. This Zoro becomes live, right? And then he's able to ramp you 1 active Dawn, meaning you take that first hit, you're down to 3 life. Zoro now swings. You're adding a Dawn deck, setting it as active, and now your Scarlet Linlin is alive. And if you can establish this on turn 3, your turn 3, that's really oppressive, right? Because you're either trashing an opponent's life or gaining 1, and you're establishing an AK body, which it's way too fast for your opponent to kind of deal with at that stage of the game. And so, say they give you a life, right? Then you are safe and going into 4 life when you're dropping your Yamatos or Aces or even your Linlin, right? Depending if you ramped again. So, very, very strong, right? The other play line is if they don't hit you, right? You're at 4 life. You just drop Katakuri. And now you've pivoted, and so you establish a 6 drop, 7k body, which is still just as depressive, and you ramped again now. And so you're going into 9 Dawn next turn, meaning Yamato's live. And so very, very strong deck. And the other way, if you're going second, you always have the Bone Clay to ramp you 1 into the Linlin play, or into, like, if you can ramp again, you can go to Yamato. And so this is all these different play lines you can do with this deck, and it feels quite consistent. Obviously, Viola is great if you don't have any turn plays. You, on your second turn curve, you swing, you pop Viola, or you drop Viola. So you put your life face down again. Next turn, you can swing again, relook at the top 2, and then ramp with a different card like Bone Clay. And so there's like all these little iterations you can do. Newgate's great. I really love this card in yellow. I think for anyone that uses life manipulation, this Newgate is not only a 6 cost 7k body, which is a really good stat line. It has a counter, meaning it's not just dead in hand, and you get to basically reorder your life and play something back on the top of your deck. And so you draw from your deck, digging you a card deeper, you reorder your life, which is always really strong for yellow, and you establish a 6 cost 7k body, which is great. And so, yeah, that's the deck. It ramps super quickly, it gets really out of control for your opponent really quickly, has surprising amount of questions that it asks your opponent, right? Like, do you swing with the Pudding? Do you deal with their board? Well, what's the play line, right? And so it's a very fun deck to play. I think it's very easy to misplay as an opponent if they're not used to the matchup. And so, yeah, with that being said, let's go into some gameplay. All right, so we're going to test this deck against one of the fastest decks in the meta currently. I'm going to choose to mulligan this hands, which I ended up mulliganing to a worse hand, believe it or not. That's okay. We'll try to survive, and we'll try our best. But who knows? Alright, so they summon the Nami. Let's see who the Nami picks up. A Brook. Okay, so it looks like this is either a weird okay, no, he's running the Chopper engine. Normally, I don't see that Brook being played as much as, say, the Sanji, but I could see an argument for it. Oh, cool. So we have the 7 drop here, which is kind of nice. I'm not going to be able to... So I'm going to swing 7, just in case I do want to play the Flampe, which I probably don't want to. But we'll just see what's in the top. Okay, so we have the Beige and the Yamato. Yeah, if we had the early Zoro Juro, the cool thing is we could swing with it next turn after he swings into me. And then I could ramp to 7 and then drop this Lin. But we do have the Sanji blocker that we can drop just in case. So I'll take the 7. Place the Makino. Makino will buff up. Another 7. Oh, 6. I guess he's saving 1 for the 1 cost event. So we will counter out of the 6 though. Let's not get too low now. We'll go like that. And we'll just deploy the Sanji out. We have a pretty defensive setup going on here. My opponent's thinking. I'll choose to counter out of the first one. I may even just keep the Beige in hand, honestly. We'll say no trigger. Alright, so here I'll drop Lin. He trashes a life. And we'll say pass. I'm feeling okay. Have a blocker, 2 life. Have the 0 cost events and a bunch of 2Ks. And with the Yamato coming out to start equalizing some of the board as well. He hasn't seen his searching chopper yet, and so that's kind of made it easier to manage the flood. But he has been pretty aggressive with like the Makino. I don't like the 1 cost 3 drop animals as much, honestly. I think in this deck I'd rather see like more of my Rayleighs and Dragons than just flood it with weenies, because at a certain point I feel like the deck kind of runs out of steam and has a hard time dealing with the bigger bodies. I'll definitely take the Kid Killer there. Oh. Let's not trigger it. Yeah, feeling pretty good about the state so far. I'm actually just going to go for the other chopper here. And then we'll say pass. Maybe I should have swung 6 and 6 to Kid Killer twice. But if he had 2-2Ks, I'm in a much more vulnerable spot. I'll take this one. Counter. I will also counter. What, one more Zoro? Predictable. I will also counter. Three cards in hands. I think we just clear board here. We'll see pass. Is he fishing for another Zoro? He got it. Even then though, I don't think he can kill me. Three, 7, 7. 6, 6, 7, 7. Can definitely counter out of one of the 7s. Let's see, it's a double Zoro, which he goes 7, 8. Well, we definitely block the 8. Because now, even if he tries to do Diablo Jambe, cheeky play, he won't be able to do it. That's what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to go 8-8 with the Diablo Jambe in hand. I'm calling it now. But I see through your plan, sir. I play Zoro as well. Nice try, sir. So I need all 4 attacks to go through? Oh, I guess not. I do have a blocker. I could stall one more turn. He did use quite a lot of 2Ks. 1, 2, 3. So 3 2Ks. So assuming he had like 1 or 2 left. If he had 1 or 2 in life. 9. 9. I probably could have gone for game last turn, but I think this is fine too. It's going for my board. Let's see. Better to give up So I'm going to lose the blocker and one of these guys anyway. Better to lose Lin Lin and the blocker than 2 Yamatos. Nine, 11, 13. And 13 here. This should be game? Yeah. Oh, so you did have 3 2 3. Okay. So if I went for it a little too early last turn, assuming he had these in hands, that might have been a little bit... Oh, my chat was muted. It might have been a little bit risky. Alright, so we have a Pudding versus Lucci. I'm going to keep this hand. I'm going to risk playing the Zoro on turn 2. And hoping he doesn't have a way to out it. We have Lin Lin and Yamato. A lot of top ends. And we will play that out. Say pass. He could Lucci here with the 3, which would be a little problematic. Yeah, he had it. That's okay. We tried something, it didn't work, but that's okay. So we're gonna grab this Lin Lin right to the top. I will... Jeez, I'm just gonna swing big. Yeah, because I'm gonna ramp again, but I'm not gonna have enough for anything else. Get the Viola and Katakuri, and we'll say pass. So next turn we will be at 9, which means Yamato's live. We'll have to counter one of these guys. So I'll take the next hit. Playing the Khalifa. Yep, we're gonna drop the Yamato. Swing 5. Well, you don't need the new gate anymore. He has the jack. Since he didn't hit my life, I'm inclined just to actually start Lin-Linning. That again. Playing the Moria. Just getting rid of both of those. That's really good. Do I just die here? Going 7. I will choose the 0 against that. again. I will choose to counter. This one we have to take. Perfect trigger. Exactly what we needed. Alright. I think we're still in a lot of trouble here though, fam. So Lucci might still just be a big problem for this deck. Jeez. Yeah, I think that's over. GG. Alright, so we're up against Lucci. Definitely want to mulligan this hand, I think. Alright, so we have the Zoro, which he probably will have a Lucci live at this point. But alas, I think that still is our best play. So we're going to swing first so that Zoro doesn't get randomly popped by like a Tempest kicked. And then we'll force him to have the Lucci, which he probably already does. But that's okay. Even if he has it, that's life. If he doesn't have it, and the Zoro gets to swing once, we're in a great spot. We'll take it. No, he has it. They always have it. We do have another Zoro. We'll establish the new gate here. We're gonna add one to the top, which will be Yamato, and then we'll finish sorting this way. We're gonna swing and ramp, and they'll say pass. This way, if he swings into us twice, our Yamato will be live, because we will only get the 9 don next turn. Take it. Okay. Just as an on play. Okay. That's fine, because we're going to do this. And then swing 5. No need to ramp anymore. And show him what I got cooking in my life. So he did get the Tempest kick. He doesn't have 10 in trash, but once he swings with Lucci, he'll have it live. I'll get rid of Newgates. Okay. Great. We got to live one turn. That just means Linlins get to come out now. He still has 7 cards in hand, so believe it or not, he might have a way to deal with both these bodies. Which already, this guy's down to that. Okay, bye-bye first Linlin. Gecko Warrior could still come out too. Yup. But it looks like Yamato's going to be safe for this round. Oh, maybe not. No, he's fronting. He's fronting. There's no shot. Yeah. Could go 5. Could go 9. So these lindens are kind of useless at this point. Okay, so he has 1 ICH. 6, 7, pop. Go into this guy. Still establish something else. Oh, looks like he's trying to go for both. He has to establish a blocker here, though. He just loses. That's the easiest counter of my life. Yeah, that's GG. So 11, 13 is, or I guess it doesn't. It could have went more, but he can counter this. Oh wait, there's an attach all. Okay, he quit. Yeah, but it does have a chance against Lucci. But you have to kind of see your pieces, it seems like. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This deck is really fun. I would give it a try. It's really good at ramping, and I think, as we saw, even against some really aggressive decks too, it can have and stand its own. And so, give it a try. Let me know what you guys think, and adakai TCG out.